The draft is 8 days away. I can hardly wait. Let's do another mock draft. 3 round mock draft. We're going to be using PFF because I kind of like their grades, their layouts. Let's get straight into this, man. I always love doing these. It's a fun exercise, obviously. I think it'll be a great time. And I'm obviously going to do things from the Texans' point of view. I'm going to act like I am Nick Caserio in that war room with D'Amico Ryans right next to me. Yeah, let's figure this out. Let's get going. So Tyler Warren at 6. Okay, Tyler Warren at 6 is a little interesting. Okay, because Genty went before. That makes a lot of sense. Cam Ward at 1, Travis Hunter at 2, yada, yada, yada. Ted McMillan going 11, so not sliding too bad. Matthew Golden reaching up at 14, going to our rival, the Colts. Emeka Ibuka goes before. Shador Sanders manages to sneak into the first. Josh Simmons goes. Tyler Booker goes ahead of you. That's a little interesting. Tyler Booker going ahead of you and Kenneth Grant going ahead of you. So the only pick that really makes sense right now, and this is kind of an easy pick to make for me, is going to be Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas, the tackle. He's the only pick to me that makes sense. I don't have a lot of data because I don't have plus, but you could talk about Colston Loveland if you really wanted to beef up the tight end room. If you have Gray Zabel above Kelvin Banks Jr., you could do that. But for me, Kelvin Banks Jr. gives you real future tackle viability. He's a guy who you could potentially have be your tackle of the future, because I made a video on this a few days ago, but all your tackles are on 1-year deals. So that's something to keep in mind. Luther Burden has insanely bad character issues. I just don't think the Texans would draft Luther Burden with his character issues. I think we're going to be simple here. We're going to take Kelvin Banks. We're going to draft a tackle. We're going to have a tackle for the future. If Kelvin Banks plays this year, that's great. If he doesn't, it might be likely that he doesn't play, but he has the ability to, and he develops. So now it's where it gets a little more interesting. At 58, you could really think about a wide receiver. You can think about Jalen Royals, Jalen Noel. You could also think about a running back. I kind of like the idea of Dylan Sampson. The tight ends, Elijah Arroyo is definitely an interesting name as well. Just for fun, let's look at the interior offensive line, Tate Ratledge. And I also want to look at the tackles just to see, not a great tackle name that you'd be happy with at 58 anyway. So like if you took a Luther Burden, not really that many great tackles. Interior offensive lineman Tate Ratledge is too early for him. So the biggest need right now is going to be wide receiver. I like Jalen Royals as a player. He had to make up for a lot of bad quarterback play. He's a really great route runner, playing at Utah State as an Aggie. He's definitely my favorite wide receiver name on this list. If we wanted to look at running backs, Dylan Sampson makes a lot of sense. He's like a speed back, one of my favorite running backs in this class as well. I could really go either way. I have no idea what the Texans think about either of these two players, so I'm kind of going to go with the more pressing need, which in my mind is wide receiver. I don't want to be stuck too late on the wide receivers, and I do think it's a little bit deeper a lot deeper of a running back class than it is a wide receiver class. So let's just keep it simple. Let's make the right picks. Let's go Jalen Royals from Utah State. He's a good slot guy, great route runner. Has a little bit of contested catch ability to him, great clean routes as well. So I do like that about him. Okay, we're back on the clock in the 3rd round at pick 79. We could start looking at the D tackles, the defensive interior if we wanted to. Joshua Farmer's a nice name. I don't really like any of these other guys that much though. Safety we're good on. Corner we're good on. We could look at corner, but there's not too many corners. More of a top-heavy corner class. I think here we look at the running backs. R.J. Harvey, great name. Damian Martinez, great name. I mean, yeah, these are all kind of within the realm of where you'd want to be at pick 79. I'm probably going to wait on the running back because we pick again at 89, and I'm going to see if I can try to scrape some more value. We could also look at the edge class. I do like the edges here. Elijah Roberts from SMU is a good name. I do like the kid out of UCLA. I'm not going to try to say that name. I don't think it's ridiculous that the Texans go edge. Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson are your premier edges, but that's always a valuable position to draft. I don't know if that's what they're going to draft or look for. I also wouldn't hate looking back at the interior offensive line, maybe picking up like Tate Ratledge to really beef up that guard position so that the offensive line really has no reason to be bad. Jonas Sabayena as well is still on the board. Yeah, this is there's a lot of great options here. I think I might actually lean towards Sabayena instead of Ratledge, although you could make the case for either. The case for Ratledge would be he plays at guard, he plays the position, physical Georgia guy. You know what? I think I'm going to go Ratledge just because the Texans love drafting out of these big schools, these big Georgia schools, these big Alabama, Georgia. They like those big schools. I'm kind of leaning towards Tate Ratledge. He's also an athletic freak. He was one of the most athletic guards at the combine. So we're going to draft Tate Ratledge, really beef up that line, and then hope we get some running back. And in the comments, you guys are probably going to be killing me for not drafting defense. Don't really care. I don't want to draft defense that much in this round anyway, or in this draft anyway. Here we go. Yeah, everyone's still available, which is great. RJ Harvey, Damian Martinez, DJ Giddens. I'm not going to lie, I don't have a huge preference on a lot of these guys. I do like RJ Harvey. Definitely the most productive out of the three. Damian Martinez, and probably the lowest on out of the three. But DJ Giddens is a nice halfback as well. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm throwing a dart in the wild. We'll look at defense just for fun. For fun. This pick will probably go to a running back, though. We still get the nice edge, though. I really don't think we can ignore a running back, though. But the edge is looking nice. The defensive interior is not looking nice. Do we want to go like backup corner as well at this point? You could also think about a backup corner. Probably not till the fourth. I don't know. I don't really like drafting corners this late. Any other wide receivers we could pick up? I wouldn't hate picking up another wide receiver and just completely ignoring other pressing needs. I mean, I don't know. This is like, I would almost rather roll the dice on Savion Williams than pick one of these other backs. Like, Savion Williams is definitely a project guy. He could very easily be a bust. But man, if you could just get Savion Williams to be like half of DK Metcalf, he would be such a freak. He's such a freak athlete. And then maybe you wait and you draft a running back like in the fourth round. You look for more like a Jaden Blue or a Trevor Etienne or a Bashard Smith out of SMU. Like, I'm kind of liking that and really trying to maybe roll the dice a little bit more with the end of the third round pick, instead of just limiting yourself to taking a running back. We have gone O-line, receiver, O-line, which I don't hate that. It might be a little bit excessive to go receiver again. Edge might be the best pick here for value. I just like, if you're telling me this season's in a vacuum, I would pick the running back. If you're telling me we got to think about, a little more, we got to think, there's also Andrew, but I don't think we need Andrew because this safety's okay. I'm babbling on here. I don't really know what to do. This would be a perfect time for you guys to comment what you would have done in this situation, because I think there's a lot of great options. The edge is the biggest, is the best ranked guy right now. I guess the argument against taking Savion is that he'd be there in the fourth round as well. You could also pick up a tight end, Harold Fannin Jr. I don't hate that in the fourth round. So I think I am going to take an edge and try to address some defense in the first 3 rounds. I also think with D'Amico Ryans, he's not going to be able to help himself. He is going to draft an edge no matter what. So we'll draft that guy. I don't know how to say his name. So let's grade the draft. What do we get? We get an A, B, A-, and B+ on the draft. That is the Texans mock draft. Overall draft grade was an A-. The top 26% of drafts, I don't really care. Like, I don't really look at this that closely. But look, Kelvin Banks Jr. is your guard for the future. He could arguably start and play for you right now. Jalen Royals is a solid receiver for you. You can play like that wide receiver 2 position with Christian Kirk. Tate Ratledge is going to beef up that guard position in case one of the new guys can't get it done. And you're finally going to pick a great value pick in an edge. I don't know how to say his name, so I'm not going to try to say it and butcher it. But overall, I think it's a pretty good draft. But what do you guys think? Do you like where my head was at? Do you like what I picked? Can't wait for the draft, guys. I will be going live for the draft, so don't forget to check in occasionally on my channel during the draft, because I will be going live. Appreciate y'all all for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one, man. Peace out.